college basketball offseason is in full swing. Teams are having summer practices, workouts, all that, this, that, and the third. A team that I feel like we haven't talked about as much is UCLA, a team who I'm pretty high on in the Big Ten. They get one of the best players, excuse me, in the portal this offseason with Donovan Dent. They also add players such as Xavier Booker, bring back Tyler Bilodeau, bring back Eric Daly, a team that I'm very intrigued to watch this year. I think UCLA has a chance to be really, really good. So a writer, reporter that covers UCLA by the name of Aaron Heisen. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name, but Aaron does great work for UCLA. And he was at practice the other day, and it was like their first open practice, which is kind of weird that this was the first open one that's in kind of end of August. But at the same time, their coach is Mick Cronin, so you got to understand that things are going to be a little bit weird at times. He had some quick notes that were of interest to me. One of them being that Donovan Dent makes anything possible on offense. That makes 100% sense. I guess he missed one shot during their live period. He was 6 of 6 from deep. He had scoop layups. He was special. We kind of know that. Second note was that Eric Daly was the most vocal player, and his catch and shoot mechanics look improved. We're big Eric Daly fans on this campus. That's also a really good improvement for them. But this is the one I want to talk about here. Steven Jamerson could start at the five. Big steal in the portal. Now, Steven Jamerson is a transfer 6'10, 210, originally from LA, played 3 years at San Diego, where he started every game last season, also started games in the year before that, and started a couple in his first year there. Averaged 10 and 8 last year, so productive player. Very kind of foul prone, I must say. 24 minutes a game last year, almost 4 fouls a game, so can't really stay out of foul trouble. But a player that in 24 minutes gives you 10 and 8, finishes pretty well. Took a little bit of dip in field goal percentage last year, all down to 55%, which is not the best given that, a lot of his things come around the hoop. But a guy that gives you 10 and 8 and, is 6'10 is maybe on track to start for UCLA, which has an even funnier backstory to it that I'm going to talk about. But this basically is a sign, at least from what Aaron has seen, that Xavier Booker's not going to start for UCLA, and Steven Jamerson might be the starter at center. What do you take from that? Because I don't know if I saw that coming.
I mean, I don't think anybody saw it coming. So I'm assuming they're going to start like Bailey or Bilodeau at the three, right? Or excuse me,
Or
Daly.
yeah,
Daly.
I'm guessing it'll be a starting lineup of Dent, probably Perry, Perry, Daly, Bilodeau, Jamerson.
Got you. I mean, I
Which,
don't
which,
think.
which you look back to last year, they were playing basically Bilodeau at the five a lot because they didn't really want to play Mara, and they were kind of undersized, and that killed them. So, maybe Jamerson is a upgrade to that. But what do you think about that lineup and your thoughts on Steven Jamerson possibly being the starting center for
Listen,
UCLA?
that Mara comment wasn't necessary. I'm not going to let you just sneak that in on the reigning Big Ten tournament
Oh,
champions.
that's
Season, by the
insane.
way,
No one
not going to
cares.
just let you just sneak that in. Wasn't necessary. But yeah, I mean, okay. So you mentioned the foul trouble stuff. I think that's why I kind of love it. I think if you, because you're gonna have to play Jamerson regardless, right? Like you could start Book, Jamerson has to come off the bench. You could start Jamerson, Book comes off the bench. If Jamerson is going to be foul prone, 4 fouls, 24 minutes, I think I would rather start him with Daly and Bilodeau, and then that gives you more optionality of where you go next once he is in foul trouble. And I kind of think that's where Mick Cronin's head is at. Like, plus, he's just, I mean, respectfully, man, like he's just more productive than Book from what we've seen. Unless Book has had some crazy leap since getting to UCLA. I mean, 10 and 8, like Book would dream of that at the moment, it feels like, because they just never happened at state. So I think you start Jamerson, let him get in foul trouble. That allows him to use his 5 fouls freely, knowing that you can go to Bilodeau at the five, or you can bring Book in and he can play a little bit more free. And then I actually don't think it would limit Book's minutes unless Jamerson just doesn't get in foul trouble this year.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think anyone necessarily expected this to happen. I mean, Mick Cronin himself praised Steven Jamerson a lot, and here's kind of the funny backstory to it. I didn't even like know this. Shout out to Skins Hoop 86 who came about with this story. So, He said that Mick Cronin was really praising Steven Jamerson. He joked about Izzo not having this guy as a walk-on at Michigan State. So apparently, Jamerson was a student, just a regular student at Michigan State. He was not given the opportunity to try out as a walk-on. He didn't even get picked as a student manager. So he transfers to San Diego as a walk-on. And that same year, he starts some games. He plays at San Diego for 3 years. Like I said, had some solid games. This was a guy in Jamerson who had one D3 offer in high school. He played on the freshman team, all that stuff. He could start at the five for UCLA over McDonald's All-American and former MSU player Xavier Booker. How do you not laugh at that story? I mean, that how does that is? I mean, that is a crazy, crazy, crazy. I mean, great for Steven Jamerson. Like that journey is crazy that he had, but for it to come at the expense of Xavier Booker, when Booker was getting all this hype on Michigan State's campus, Jamerson was worried about biology 101.
Hey, listen, State could probably use Jamerson too.
Relax. This is not about us. This is not
Honestly,
about.
probably they got could. Like honestly, probably not.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Honestly, that is a part of this though. Why were we letting Jamerson just roam about campus? Like he definitely could have been a walk on our team if he could do this.
For sure. I'm assuming he went to Michigan State like with the intention to walk on. Like I doubt he went to Michigan State like, yo, I'm gonna be an engineering major. Or you know what I mean? Like I think he had to have gone there with the intention to walk on, didn't get the opportunity, so he went to San Diego. Um, I mean, obviously, I know Book wasn't at Michigan State when Jamerson was there, but talk about an all-time get back though, because like Book wasn't far behind. Like he got there probably like what the next a year or two after Jamerson was there,
Mm.
and I'm sure he was committed like shortly after Jamerson was there, if not while Jamerson was like in communications class, living in the dorms. So like, talk about all-time get back for him. Like he had to watch Book get the opportunities he wanted and he was probably watching look like, yo, I think you're food, buddy. Like, I want that smoke. And then he got the smoke and was ready for absolutely all of it.
So he was definitely in the portal. He's like, "Oh, Booker's going to UCLA. Want him?
Yeah.
Need that." Called Mick Cronin, said, "Please take me. I want to go here. I want to make this happen." But crazy, crazy story. A crazy story that might see. It'll be interesting to see how Xavier Booker's role plays out this year. Obviously, he transfers from Michigan State, looking for more of an opportunity, looking for a bigger role. And it's seemingly from the start of this, his role is already diminished because he got his spot taken by Steven Jamerson. Well, what future say in the back of that Rolls Royce at one time? It's an evil world we live in.
It's a nasty world we live in. What
Nasty
like
world we live in.
what's next for him if that this is like actually the case?
Well, luckily for him, I think Jamerson will be out of eligibility because honestly, I feel like if he transfers somewhere else, Jamerson will follow him. I think that's his biggest op. Jamerson wants to make sure that he knows that he's better than him. So
Well, Jamerson might be eligible for a COVID year, like with whenever he started college. Like I maybe not from like an athletics perspective. Who knows how any of that NCAA stuff works? Actually, no one can get COVID years anymore. Never mind. But I'm all about the lawsuit thing. I love when the players sue the NCAA for another year, just test out the waters. That's what I would do if I was Jamerson. And then I would do it and make it take so long that I could transfer to where Book is going and then they wouldn't know if I'm eligible or not, like Dame Danger. It's just like, yo, I'm in the portal, I'm following Book, and then we'll find out in August I can't play.
honestly, really poetic stuff for me. But hey, look, it's this is more of a joking thing than anything. It's a funny story. It's a crazy story. It's more of a I think a praise for Steven Jamerson that he's impressed this much and that he might start for the five. It's just crazy how that comes full circle. I'm sure Xavier Booker will play for this team. Um, don't let this distract you from the main fact, though. Everyone who was in that practice said that Donovan Dent was one of the ones. Like we know he is, but like he was special in all of these.
Of course, like what were we expecting? Like,
I mean, look, if we came on here and there was nothing said about Donovan Dent, well, we'd have been like, how come nothing was brought up about him?
I mean that's fair, but like
I enjoy knowing that the best player in the gym played like the best player in the gym.
me too. I would also, I mean, I really like this UCLA team a lot because of Donovan Dent. Every like Donovan Dent should go to every practice. Like that's Jamerson and Book down there. That's who's waiting on me.
It's a layup. Thank you.
Yeah, every single time.
It's a layup or a foul every single time. But
Every
shout out to Aaron for reporting on this live practice. I'm very intrigued to watch UCLA this season. I think they're going to be really, really good, and they're going to be a factor in the Big Ten. And I look for a big year from Steven Jamerson from the five, starting over Xavier Booker.